HVAC with Stephen Rardon is sponsored by TrueTech Tools. Quality tools, essential support. TrueTechTools.com.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Heading out the door, Friday, September 22nd. Got a full day of calls for really good customers. Got one customer that has 2 properties and another customer that has a job that I think I shot video on, but might not have actually posted it. I'll be right back. Anyway, I forgot my filter fetch paperwork, so had to run back inside and grab that. The first customer that I'm going to today has got 2 properties. One that has not been on video. The other one has. Link in the description. And then my second customer is has never been on video, I don't think. I don't think there's ever been, well, there might have been video, but I don't know if I ever got around to posting it. I don't remember. But anyway, that's what I've got in the schedule today. Looking at 4 systems. So with a little bit of drive time between the 2 and a thorough checkout, that should take me all day. But anyway, stay tuned. We got the first of the
turn right onto Buckingham Loop, then turn
checks
left.
done.
Turn left onto Buckingham Loop, then turn left onto
And we're headed to the next two system. Nothing to really talk about on the first one. Everything went pretty well. Comfort Residential Services. Looks like they're doing a change out. And that looks like what? Goodman, Amana. Looks like it's Amana. Anyway, a couple of few minutes down the road and we'll be at the next one. We'll start off by checking the blower capacitor. We've got an amp draw 0.6 and voltage at 155. .26, and that is a 10 microfarad. So 10.26 out of 10. That is no different from the last time we were here. Next, we're going to check the blower amp draw. We got an amp draw of 0.9. Going to go ahead and turn on the electric heat in a minute. First we're going to get our voltages. 122.4, 122.7. Turn on the electric heat. We're going to do the electrical temperature rise heat airflow calculation. We've got an amperage of 20.5, total voltage 241.7, gives us 9,555 watts. Gonna let it warm up for a little while, put the door on properly before we take the temperature rise. Right now we're getting .78. Right now we're getting 78 and 92. We'll let it balance out for a little bit. Gives a 14-degree temperature split in heating. And when we set the heat profile to, or the profile to heat pump heating, instead of showing a negative split, we get a positive split. Our temperature split is currently about 17. I'm going to go to quick tests, airflow, electrical, and capture measurements. Showing 943 CFM based on temperature rise calculation. It's still climbing a little bit, so we're going to let it settle out some more before we call it accurate. We've got a 1.5 ton unit and it's showing a 900 CFM heat rise method. we've got the supply air over there on top of the window at that register, and the return air is right here. Guess I could see if maybe that register has a better temperature to it, but this one was pretty easy to get to up here. Maybe we'll just move the sensor a little bit, see where we are at, because it gets good flow. Yeah, it's balancing out more. 804 CFM. As the temperature split increases, the airflow calculation comes down a little bit. 773, 770. I believe this is already on low fan speed, if I remember correctly. 759. We're going to call it 759. Getting a 21 degree temperature split. In heat pump, 22 degree temperature split. But I think we're electric heat temp rise. So I think we're pretty straightforward there. I'm going to move on to make the adjustment and fire the heat pump by itself. We got an 81 degree outdoor temperature, which is obviously not the greatest time to be checking a heat pump. We're gonna switch it to cooling to check the charge again. We've got a meter clocking temperature rise, calculating airflow at about 1100 CFM. I am a little bit ahead of schedule, I think, but it shouldn't be an issue. I got one other service call to run, and I guess we'll see how that goes. This next call is for a very good customer, Mr. Jason K. He did a video with me as a customer review. If you look for real customers, you'll see that video. He's got an issue apparently where the air conditioner is repeatedly freezing up. US 1 north toward Raleigh. And company that I worked for previously was out there last, and we got to see what's going on. The system is zoned with 3 zones. They've got a sunroom, first and second floor zones, and I guess we'll see what we get into when we get there, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a preview. We've got all 3 zones calling for cooling with 10-degree demand on the thermostats. I don't have air probes in yet to give me a target pressure, but we're gonna see how the system operates. Give it a few minutes to balance out and we'll be right back. Well, the profile is coming out right on the money. The air temperatures are still stabilizing, but the pressures are right on the numbers there. What I have found over here on this zone damper for the sunroom is that this damper was locked into the closed position and it did not want to let go. I forced it and I could hear it grinding things, which is probably the plastic gears on that damper. It would make perfect sense that if the zone damper was not opening and that zone was the only zone calling, that the system would definitely want to freeze up because it's not actually moving any air. I'm gonna take the cover off and just see what it looks like and give it a test close. So I don't see anything wrong with the gear, at least on this side of the unit, but it is jumped to power closed and the damper handle is still over here in the open position, and I can't say for sure if we've got power here. I haven't got my meter down here yet to confirm, but the wires are contacting and ought to show power when I put a meter on it. But since I started playing here, we actually got good checkout in every regard. We got green check marks for airflow balance or stabilized, as well as the diagnostic triangle running 6.4 subcooling and superheats up just a skosh. But we got a 19.4 degree split, and system performance calls for 16, basically 17 degree split. So we're within 2.5 degrees, which tells us, at least based on these estimations, that we're running about just under 1200 SCFM, 1227 ACFM. So I'm going to say that based on information I have up to this point, that our issue is that damper wouldn't open. I've got, and you can't see it because my light's over there, but I've got that red and green wire on the top left at power open and common, which ought to be 24 volts right now, since the zone is calling, which should force the damper closed. So yeah, we've got power there, which should be making the damper close. We've got 25 volts to the 2 wires, which should be closing the damper, as it is a power close spring open damper. The fact that it's not power enclosed would indicate failure of that motor and dictate the need to replace that motor. They did have a damper motor put in recently, and my assumption would be that this is the one that they replaced, because these damper motors would not look like that for this particular system unless there's a damper on the back, which should have also been the old style. Let me see if I can get back there. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see it very well, but that damper motor is also the old style, and so the actuator that was replaced would have to be that one. My concern is maybe they picked the wrong damper motor, but I'll have to double check with the customer. I'm gonna run over to R.E. Michael and see if I can get a hold of a couple of damper motors. We're gonna at least consider the option of putting both damper motors in that are still the old motors, to try to avoid another failure due to a dead damper motor. So I'm gonna go grab a motor, at least one, and we'll be back.
Smokestacks burning today. More, I think you know.
Alright, so we should be able to jump the power again and force it closed. Alright, I'm satisfied that that is a properly functioning damper. I got that one done, and I must say that HouseCall Pro has been getting rave reviews from customers. It definitely gives my small business the feeling of a much more polished, large company with the notifications that are automated to the customer and the mapping that they can check in once you tell the customer you're on the way. It makes the company look really good. So I'm actually very pleased with the way that HouseCall has been working for me. With all that having wrapped up, I believe I'm probably done for this evening. So we'll close this video out with a thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget, you can use coupon code RARDON at TrueTechTools.com to get 7% savings on your purchase. If you're interested in checking out HouseCall Pro for your small business, feel free to hit the link in the description. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace.